Hey guys, Scott here. I had a lot of fun doing the GameCube video. I'll put a little link here where I talked about my GameCube games that I've collected over the years. And I decided why not do a PS2 one. I had a lot of fun with that and we got some discussion started. Not as much as I'd hoped, but maybe this will be a larger audience. So let's get it started. I have it kind of categorized. I'm going to start off with RPGs and then go into fighting games and then everything else, because I have a lot of fighting games and a lot of RPGs. So let's get started with Wild Arms 3. This was one of the first RPGs that I personally owned, I believe. It had a really cool look to it. I had never played a Wild Arms game before, and this is still to this day the only one I have played. I've heard good things about like number 1 and 2, but this one I thought was really cool. I don't know if you'll be able to see this, but it had really cool art style for the time. It had like kind of a grainy filter over it. It was a really cool Western RPG. So, very fun with that. Next up we have X-Men Legends, which was a action RPG. You got to play as the X-Men. You could use all their different mutant abilities in cool ways. You'd level up, get more powerful, get more moves, etc. So that was a lot of fun. And that was fun because you could play with 1 to 4 players, which was pretty unique. PS2 only had 2 character slots or ports, so you'd have to buy a multi-tap, which we did because we had so much fun with these. Next up will be X-Men Legends 2, more of the same, more characters, unlockables, a great party game, especially if you like comic books. Dragon Quest VIII is one of the most beautiful PS2 games I think out there. The graphics on this were beautiful. Cartoon characters and cell shading always look amazing together in this. Again, I don't know if you'll be able to see this or not, but yeah, just beautiful game. The first RPG I ever beat was on the NES, and it was Dragon Warrior, which that's what it's known as, or was known as in America. It was technically Dragon Quest, but they haven't changed their formula very much. It's still the same. The battle systems hasn't changed at all, and it's an epic, huge journey. I'll admit to actually not beating this, but putting a lot of time into it. Kingdom Hearts 2. I don't really know what to say about this. I was kind of torn. I got my wisdom teeth pulled out when I got this game, and I played it and I hated it. After I got off the drugs from the wisdom teeth, I went back and beat it, and I thought it was okay, but I don't have fond memories of this. I loved Kingdom Hearts 1, not so much number 2. I don't know if that's because I was out of it, but I think they kind of went crazy with the storyline on this one. It didn't make much sense to a lot of people, I believe. So, ever since this one, I have not played any other Kingdom Hearts games. Next up, we have Final Fantasy X, which personally I believe to be one of the better Final Fantasies. I know a lot of people out there dislike this game. The main character is too whiny, or I don't know, lots of complaints. But I thought it was a lot of fun. I thought Blitzball was a lot of fun. I thought the voice acting, the graphics, characters, I liked all of it. I thought this one, and the battle system, I think's like the best battle system they've ever come up with. A lot of good times with that. And they had a sequel. They very rarely make a sequel to Final Fantasy game. I believe this is the first and only. I know there's a 13-2 coming out, so it won't be the only one for long. But this one just focused on the 3 ladies. She's new. It wasn't really the same. They used a different battle system with a job system. You could change jobs during a fight, which would get you different moves and abilities. Pretty decent game. Nothing amazing. And the last RPG on our list is going to be Final Fantasy XII. Didn't love this either. They got to the point where it was kind of like a MMO, but not, which I know doesn't make much sense. But basically, you're in a party of 3, and you only control the main character, and you set gambits, they called it, to the other two characters, which would tell them what to do. So you could set a gambit that says if this character is at minus 30% health, they should cast Cure, or if they don't have a buff on them, that they should cast a buff. So I got this game to the point where it was playing itself, which is not very fun. So I didn't beat it. I don't know anyone that did beat it. I'm sure someone out there thinks it's the best, but for me, that's not the case. Okay, let's get into the fighting games. For those who don't know, fighting games and action games are like my favorite genre as of right now, and I believe it's because of the PS2 generation that pushed me in that direction. I grew up with fighting games, Mortal Kombat, Street Fighter 2, all that good stuff. The PS2 really broadened that, and here's a few games that helped along the way. Samurai Showdown Anthology is a bunch of Samurai Showdown games thrown into one disc. They're pretty decent. They're kind of, I don't know, they're 2D fighters with weapons. They're okay. There's nothing too spectacular about them. King of Fighters 11, great game. Love this game. I did not think I would, because I'm not a huge SNK fighter fan, but this one I think plays more like Street Fighter. It's a little more quick-paced. I think this game is fantastic. I was blown away by how good this game was. Soul Calibur 3, I believe, was only available on PS2, so that's why I picked it up on here, even though I loved it on the GameCube for number 2. On this one, they introduced the character creation, which I think it was okay. They gave you kind of like, I think there was 8 classes you could be, male or female. So I think there was 4 classes, but male or female. I could be wrong. It's been a long time. And they had this real-time strategy mode, which was really interesting. It was kind of fun. But still, same Soul Calibur. Pretty good. I still think number 2 was better. That might be because of Link. I don't know. I'm putting this one in with the fighting games, even though it's not really. My brother bought this because of Mortal Kombat 2 and 3. That's really the only reason we bought this. He loves Mortal Kombat 2. I love Mortal Kombat 3. We've always kind of had this debate. So put your preference down in the comments. That'd be great, so I can prove to him which one's better. Mortal Kombat Armageddon, I believe, had every Mortal Kombat character ever. Yeah, rolled into one. This was a pretty deep game. It actually did quite a bit. Unfortunately, I think Mortal Kombat games are kind of sloppy. And they just don't do it for me so much. So it was pretty fun. We had a lot of fun with it for a while, but overall it's not one of my favorite fighting games. Capcom Fighting Evolution was horrible. They took 4 characters from 5 different games and rolled them all into one, and they didn't really try to balance it or do anything. It's like they just ripped them from one game and threw them into another, which did not work out so well, so big disappointment, unfortunately. Guilty Gear Accent Core. Really good game, actually. I love Guilty Gear. I do prefer Street Fighter, but I like to occasionally try something else. And this is a good 2D fighter. Very quick-paced, very fast, very unique cast, lots of strange characters, but a lot of fun. Street Fighter Anniversary Collection. We bought this game so that we could play Street Fighter 3 at home, because that was a Street Fighter game that we'd always we only really had the chance to play it at arcades, and arcades are kind of rare, so we bought it for that, and we absolutely fell in love with it. The game was great. It's fluid, it's got the parry system, it's very deep. One of the better fighting games out there. I'm really excited for them to bring it back on Xbox Live and PSN. Street Fighter Alpha Anthology has 4 Street Fighter Alpha games and Gym Fighter. Street Fighter Alpha 3 is a really good game, has pretty much the entire cast of Street Fighter. So if you like Street Fighter games, this one would definitely be one to pick up. Marvel vs. Capcom 2. You can buy this now on PSN or Xbox Live. Very good game, huge cast, 56 characters. That's probably the most. I think it might be the most, other than maybe that Mortal Kombat game. Crazy game, crazy fun. This was the reason to own a Dreamcast back in the day. It has aged very well. It's still fun to this day. Oh, and its sequel came out this week, and it's awesome. I love it. And probably the fighting game I played the most before Street Fighter 4 came out, Capcom vs. SNK 2. Love this game. Love the characters. Love the different systems, the different styles of. You can pick CAP style or SNK style. Just a great game. Color editor. It's just everything you want in a Street Fighter game with some SNK flair. So lots of fun. I would probably still play this game if it ran on my PS3, but it has stuttering issues, which sucks. But yeah, one of the best. This was the first PS2 game we bought too, and probably the last game we played. Love this game. Think it's amazing. If you have the chance, try to get a hold of it or play it, because it's really good. Okay, everything else. So action adventure, you'll see. First off, Onimusha 3, really good game. I really wish they'd bring back Onimusha. I think it would look awesome on a next-gen system. But this one used Jubei from the first game and Jean Reno, who's a real-life French actor. Odd team-up, but very good game. Very fun. This wasn't actually mine. It's my brother's Resident Evil. He was a big fan of Resident Evil. I cared more for this Devil May Cry demo that it came with, so it was fun to watch. Like I said, I didn't play it, so I don't know much about it. We bought a light gun for our PS2, and again, my brother was a Resident Evil fan, so we picked up Dead Aim. I believe I played it more than he did, and neither of us were very impressed with it, so don't have much to say about it. This next one we heard great reviews for, so we picked it up, and that would be Starsky and Hutch. Neither of us have seen the movie or the old TV show, but the game was actually a lot of fun. It's a co-op game. One person's using the light gun, the other person's like driving a car around. So you have to work together to drive and shoot. It was actually a lot of fun. Actually, let's skip that. We'll go to Time Crisis 3. This was the best game to use your light gun with. Had a lot of fun with this. Lots of replayability, trying to get everything done perfectly. Castlevania Lament of Innocence. Decent action game. As you'll see later, I'm huge into Devil May Cry, so this was supposed to be similar, so I gave it a shot. Yeah, it was okay. 3D Castlevania games just don't have the same magic as 2D. So, Grand Theft Auto 3. This was kind of a game you needed to own. It was pretty revolutionary for its time. Never really cared for the story. I just kind of liked causing huge pile-ups with cars and then making them explode. I still don't really like these games. I think they're overhyped. These weren't mine, but I watched my brother play through all of them. Silent Hill 2, 3, and 4. 2's the creepiest, best overall, easily the best. Number 3's close behind. Pretty freaky, but not quite up to par. And number 4 was just kind of lame, unfortunately. I probably should have put this in with the RPGs. It's another action RPG, but I think it's more based on action. It was kind of like the X-Men Legends from before. Not as good, just pretty decent. Yeah, just decent. SSX Tricky. Actually really fun. I'm happy that they're bringing SSX back. We're not huge into, I guess you'd classify this as sports. We were not huge into sports games at all, but this game was just so much fun. The tricks that you could do, just everything. The personality, the crazy tricks, the fun courses. This game was just a lot of fun. For those who know me quite well, I'm a huge Mega Man fan. We'll start with this one. Mega Man Anniversary Collection is Mega Man 1 through 8. All great games. Can't go wrong with Mega Man. And the Mega Man X Collection, I think, is X 1 through 6. Mega Man X 1 through... I actually like all 6 of them. I think these are the pinnacle of Mega Man games. I love these. I can play through them anytime. Just have a great time. Well, I love them. And last but not least, Devil May Cry. This game is, to me, like the greatest action franchise. I know a lot of people will say God of War is better. I completely disagree. I think Devil May Cry has everything. It's got a crazy awesome character, crazy fighting, awesome, fluid, smooth fighting system, personality. It's the best. And then Devil May Cry 2 came out. It took everything that was great about Devil May Cry 1 and threw it away. It's just decent. It's a good game, but when you compare it to Devil May Cry 1, it's a horrible game. And I actually do have Devil May Cry 3, which I think's the best of the 3, or 4 I should say. I think I have a friend borrowing it because I can't find it. But Devil May Cry 3 I think is the best. Everything that's good about 1 and 2 rolled into 1. They got Dante's personality down perfectly, over the top action, just overall perfect game. So that's all I have for PS2. Tell me what you think. If you had any of those games, if you think I missed any classics, I probably played them, but I don't own them. Let me know what you guys think. Thanks for watching. Have a good day.